भैया आज थोड़ा टेप दे दो, थोड़े नीडल्स दे दो, मुझे थोड़े इंस्ट्रूमेंट. You are not a, you are not that shop. You are a therapist. You are a human. You have learned 5 to 7 years of skills that you can apply on the patient. Do that. When you start doing that, the patient is only bothered about the results. Okay, nobody is bothered about your certificate. Nobody is bothered about how many workshops you have done. Nobody is bothered about if you have learned from here or learned taping from Italy or London. Nobody cares. Unless you are solving their problems and relieving their pain, nobody cares. Yeah, so moving on to dry needling. Maybe dry needling is, I think, the fanciest technique one can learn. If you have dry needling in your portfolio, you can go to Mars also and do physiotherapy.
Yeah. Now, though, I have seen like these when they are asking for job applications, it is clearly mentioned that you should know dry needling.
Yeah.
You should like physiotherapy and all तो ठीक है, but dry needling तो आना ही चाहिए, ये भी आना चाहिए, वो भी आना चाहिए. It's like okay,
Yeah.
now so that's the amount of, so it's obvious like students are getting worried because that's the amount of pressure that is on them. For them, they are seeing, right, if you're applying, that's one of the criterias, then they will obviously go out and spend money and learn all that.
True. I mean, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and the effects especially prove that it's not that great.
Yeah.
Or not that different compared to any other therapy that can be used along with it. It's just that it definitely takes even though the skill is there, it is not as stressful for the patient, the therapist, or it's not like you don't have to put so much of physical energy or effort in doing that.
True.
Then as much as it would take to do a soft tissue mobilization or
Yeah.
something. It's more easier for us. That's about it. And more painful for the patient, definitely.
Yeah, it is definitely painful. So I'll just show you how a needle looks
Yeah,
like. This is a needle. If you wet it, you can also call
Do
it
like
wet
this.
needling, but it is mostly dry, so they tell it dry needle. That was not necessary. Okay, I'll just remove it from the cap and I'll show you.
No, do like this, then they can see.
Yeah, okay. See? This is how a dry needle looks like. So it is very thin. It is 0.2 mm or something. So what they usually do is they just poke it in the muscles. It basically works on the trigger point therapy technique, where they say there are trigger points that are built up in the muscles. Yes, there is some evidence behind trigger points and all that. It does actually work in acute cases and help relieve acute pain. But that is not all. You need to maintain it, right?
Yeah,
I know a center where they just do needling. Now that is wrong. That is what is wrong with the system. I'm not saying this does not work. This does work, but use this as, and they just do needling. They don't do. One of my friends went to the center and they gave him a prescription saying 8 sessions of needling, and I was like, okay, what else? They're like, they're just doing needling. I'm like, how can you treat a patient with just needling for 8 sessions? You have to do something extra, right? You
Yeah,
have to
that's
make
how-
them exercise and do stuff. That is wrong.
True, that is the future that we're looking forward to. Like if we continue propagating this or doing all this, then eventually the patient is going to come with their own this thing. Is like, I want 1 session of cupping and 1 session of needling, and then my treatment, my therapy is done. And they won't care about what we are doing or what we are assessing. Like right now, how it is like if we are in a hospital or a clinic setup, if it comes from an orthopedic referral, they usually write give TENS,
Yeah.
give IRR, give this, and we're like, why? We will decide what to do. That is our job, let us do it. So I think the day is not far where it will be like patient or some other
Yeah.
doctor will just write and send saying that give this for treatment. So, and then even patients or other people, anybody can go do that workshop or that therapy, learn that therapy in itself, and then just start doing that.
True.
And then probably physiotherapists will run out of jobs.
Yeah, then why have you studied for 5 years if you just want to do this after studying something
Yeah.
for 2 days? I mean, it's not right. It is not right at
Yeah.
all. Don't exploit patients. If you're going
True.
to be a good therapist and if you're following us especially, please don't exploit patients. Dry needling can be used as an adjunct. They specifically use the word adjunct to relieve pain. Matlab, this just has to be a part of your therapy. Even the highest form of research says this is just another technique that you can use. This is not the treatment that you have to do. You still have to do everything else. those things that you studied for 5 years, you have to do that mostly, and then this together with that, not this first and then वो सोच लेंगे मन किया तो देख लेंगे. There's nothing like that.
Yeah. Just at two places, like how you said, I have seen two different therapists having two completely different approaches to the similar kind of patients. Like suppose someone comes with back pain or anything of that sort, and then one patient, like one therapist, an absolute advocate of dry needling. Anybody who comes with some pain,
Yeah.
some trigger points are there, just doing dry needling. And the other one doing a bit of soft tissue mobilization along with then some kind of stretching, self-stretching, functional activities, exercise, corrections, modifications in their postures, lifestyle and everything. And usually what happens is, because the dry needling session goes on to be slightly longer, it is even painful for the patient. They are advised to put an ice pack after that if they are having a pain. That session just goes in that. Like after that, the patient has gone home. They have not done any kind of exercise or any kind of stretching or anything. They're rather told to rest that and put ice on it and everything. So again, that you need to weigh. Even if you want to use that therapy, you need to weigh how much you want to use it or at what stage you want to use it.
True, exactly. And talking a little about ISTM, cupping also works on some similar principles where there is circulation, purification, and the sore points on the muscle. ISTM also works as a superficial needling kind of a thing, where you apply, instead of doing it with your knuckles, the soft tissue mobilization of MFR techniques, you do it with an instrument so that you are assisted with that and you can reach points deeper.
Yeah, it's just giving you a point of contact. Like initially, if you used anything like the web space of your hand or you use the heel of your hand for doing any of that, it's just giving you a different or a more defined point of contact for that. But again, the effort and the energy that you're putting to a huge extent is similar again. And also then the pain, what they experience with that compared to a normal soft tissue mobilization is also different. Then again, you need to weigh all that pros and cons when you're doing those therapies.
Yeah, so if you want to do techniques, use this. Yeah, you can, but you should use this along with the 5 years of knowledge that you have learnt. This is not everything. You just cannot do taping and be okay, I'll tape everyone. Okay, पूरे घर पे tape भरा देंगे, सब लोग ठीक हो जाएंगे. Students come to me after a workshop and they are like, we tried it on mama, it worked. We tried it on dad also, it worked. Yeah, try it on the whole family then. It will obviously work. They are normal people, they don't have anything. You are not trying it on patients. Okay, it does not always work. So maybe what...
No, that argument is always going to be there, where even I think a lot of people might say after listening to this or saying this, no, I have done dry needling, I have done cupping and everything, and it has shown great results on my patients. And even some patients might say that I had certain condition and when I went and did that therapy, it helped me a lot. Obviously, we are not denying it, but you always need to weigh it with if you're using this for achieving something like maybe releasing a spasm or reducing pain, then there are so many other inexpensive, easier therapies which you can use to get the same result. Then why do you want to use a complicated way for it? And if you're using it, the problem is, as long as you're using it appropriately, there is no problem using any of these therapies. What is wrong is advocating or teaching the patients that that is the pinnacle of physiotherapy. That is what you should be doing. That is what is actually healing you. Everybody should do that. That idea that the patients kind of get from all this, saying that Acha, this is a physiotherapist, and if they go to some other physiotherapist who is probably not doing these therapies but is a great physiotherapist, then they judging that person, saying that Acha, but they don't do that, so are they physiotherapists? That is kind of backfiring on a lot of therapists, I think, who are really good physiotherapists but who are not getting into all these fancy treatments and are still good at treating their patients. I think people who are seeing it from outside might be judging them to a huge extent, saying that, but they don't do taping, but they don't do that also. So it's because recently I was speaking to a friend of mine who has been working for years now, and she is very well known and respected in her area, even with doctors and in the hospital that she's working with. And still, irrespective of all that, she had some medical doctor call her and say that, listen, I have backache, can you please come and give me a massage? And she's like, no ma'am, I can meet you, I can assess you, and then he can decide your therapy. And she's like, no, that is okay, you give massage. And she's like, ma'am, I'm not a masseuse. And then the ma'am, she just denied therapy. So
Yeah, that is what
I think if we keep continuing, maybe it's going to reach to a point where the patient will come and be like, acha, please do dry needling, my neck, my trapezius is paining probably. And then if you give, according to your judgment, prescribe some other therapy, they are just going to like reject you, saying that no, you don't know what you're doing, I'll go get dry needling done or something of that sort of thing done.
Yeah, I think so. I think from this podcast, what students or whoever is seeing this should carry or take home is that all these techniques might work, but they're not the ultimate treatment. And if you want to learn all these techniques, learn them when you are an intern or after that, because you should know your basics and fundamentals. And even if you want to learn them from credible people, okay, who are not exploiting
Yeah.
you and not exploiting you and not teaching you to exploit others. If someone tells you this is the best treatment technique and they are taking some 5-10,000, run away, please. They are not worth it.
Yeah, true. Like you need to weigh the pros and cons of it and what you want to do. Like how much are you going to keep up with it? Today it is maybe these 5 different adjunct therapies. Tomorrow there are going to be 3 more new. Are you just going to keep on
Yeah.
acquiring those and then trial and testing it on your patients, seeing which they like, which work? So there's got to be a demarcation where you decide that, acha, I think these work for me, I can do these, so I'm going to learn these and use this along with the physiotherapy treatment that I am giving. Or you can't just be distracted or be in that idea where, acha, I'm going to learn this also, I'm going to learn that also, I'm going to do this also. So you need to decide. And if there are ways, if you're using this kind of therapy for achieving a certain goal, there is always more scientifically backed up and less like an inexpensive, less painful method of achieving the same goals of reducing pain or increasing range of motion. So you can decide based on those bases also. It's not always that you need to go out and spend money on learning these techniques or acquiring these instruments and then again projecting them on your patients, where they will have to spend extra amounts just for that specific extra therapy.
True.
Because in a country like ours, where people are ready to throw money on clothes and food and everything else, we know how reluctant they are when it comes to physiotherapy.
Agree.
Like any charge you tell them, they're like, this much for one session. And then when you're adding the cost of that to that in the country like us, I don't know how they are going to react and how long will it work.
Yeah, exactly. And also, see, it is all connected. When you talk about people are not respecting physiotherapy, nobody talks about you as they talk about doctors. You have to create that self-respect. That is what we tell in every
Yeah,
podcast.
true.
If there is this mindset created among the students where it is portrayed that you have to do extra courses, you have to go to workshop,
Yeah.
you have to have certificates. Nobody asks you for certificates.
True,
You know
true.
how many workshops I have done? I have done taping, I have done dry needling, ISTM, cupping, aquatic. I don't know, maybe 10-15 workshops. I have so many certificates at my house. No patient asks me that. They don't even ask me from which
Yeah,
college I
patients
am. They
don't
don't even ask me,
care,
have you passed
exactly.
your degree? They only want results and they are paid to go away.
Yeah,
And
true.
it is so difficult for the students who train with me. When I tell them, the first thing they are like, see, you are not like everyone. Why are you not using this? You have learned that. Why are you not using it? I'm like, it is not necessary. Okay? You have
Yeah.
not become a therapist to poke people, to tape people. You are not a buffet, you are not a carpentry shop where people can come, भैया आज थोड़ा tape दे दो, थोड़े needles दे दो, मुझे थोड़े instrument दे दो. You are not you are not that shop. You are a therapist. You are a human. You have learned
Yeah.
5 to 7 years of skills that you can apply on the patients. Do that. When you start doing that, the patient is only bothered about the results. Okay, nobody is bothered about your certificates, nobody is bothered about how many workshops you have done, nobody is bothered about if you have learned from here or learned taping from Italy or London. Nobody cares unless you are
Yeah, as
solving
long
their
as you're
problems
giving
and relieving
results,
their
it
pain.
doesn't
Nobody
matter.
cares.
Yeah, so the same way, like I think there's this trend with these workshops or all these skills or these instruments. Like when it comes, it's like a fad. Like everyone wants to
Yeah,
do it, and everywhere you see, people are doing it. Like in our time, it was all this manual therapy, manipulations, everything of that. Because everyone was doing it. Even we did those courses, and initially for every this thing, some patients say, "Wahi chal raha hai." Even on each other, we are practicing the same thing. But now, when I go and talk to other therapists, or when we are having a discussion, we know how, to what extent are we using it, or even if we are using it, that's definitely not the only therapy that we are doing. But just because that initial craze that happens, where right now, especially because of the power of social media, where people will just post saying that I'm this certified person, and then put a picture of just doing dry needling or even a manipulation or something. That is the idea that we are creating among patients. Then patients think, acha, there is a quick and fast way
yeah,
of getting treatment, and then that we are building it up to disappointment, where they will come. Even all these patients who say that I have this, it has helped me, it has been effective and everything, even the guy who came for taping or dry needling or anybody, they have come back within 2 days or even the next
yeah.
day saying that, but the pain is back, now what? And it's like, that's what we are telling you, that that's just a way to reduce pain, or just to use it to help reduce pain, so that we can, maximize your activity, or we can teach you the right exercises and everything. So that, I think we are at a very tipping point about physiotherapy, because after this it's either going to like get diluted into these sea of other therapies that are coming around it, if we don't hold our ground strong.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there are no quick fixes in therapy. That is why you have spent 7 years,
Yeah,
right? Or else physiotherapy would be a 4-day course, charging 4,000 rupees.
yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
just
I
tape here,
mean,
poke there,
yeah,
all
true.
good. Yeah, you have studied 7 years. Use your brains for a while.
Yeah,
Okay, there are no quick fixes in therapy. Even if the patient does feel good today, tomorrow he will come with more pain, because what you have solved is just the pain, not the source. They'll go back home, do
yeah,
more
exactly.
activity, injure themselves more, and come to death. Then you will be like, where should I poke now? You cannot poke at that time. You have to use your brain.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so I think, yeah, should we end this? Yeah, so I think what you can take home is learn from good people, even if you have to learn at the right stage. Second year, third year is not the right stage for you to learn
Yeah, yeah, true.
workshops and taping and all these other techniques. At least be an intern before you learn from good people. And when you're learning the technique, give more emphasis and importance on where to apply it and how to apply it, and when not to apply it is
Yeah,
more important. Okay, if someone is not teaching you that, run away. There is no fanciness. Don't be a fancy therapist. You're not going to run long. Please don't be a fancy therapist. Be a really, really, really good therapist. Okay, the main aim of us is these techniques may work in different conditions. They are not the ultimate treatment. Please learn to
yeah.
apply them when and how and when not. Okay, and please learn from good people.
Yeah. Also, before going and learning any of these techniques, just talk to people who are slightly more experienced, who have
Yeah,
done this technique, but not like immediately after 6 months of doing it or something, who have a little bit of experience of about 1 year or 2 years, and then go ask, how often are you using it? How useful is it? Is it in comparison to any other non-expensive therapy? Is it that good that it's worth investing the time and money and everything? Then you weigh the pros and cons. If they like, if you meet a lot of people who are advocating for it, saying that yeah, it is helpful after so many years also, I'm relying on it, then maybe give it a thought. But it's definitely not mandatory to do all these therapies. For everybody who's wondering that that question where I'm passing out, but before I start working, do I need to add
yeah,
this therapy also? It's definitely nothing, no mandatory thing. You don't have to have that degree to treat patients, because what knowledge you've gained in all these years should be enough for you to be able to independently treat most of the cases that you treat, that you see also. basically these therapies in itself are obviously skill techniques. If you want to go learn it from some proper authorized person,
Yeah.
definitely go ahead and learn, but make sure that you're doing a proper background check, you're learning the basics of it, you're learning the foundation of it, and so that you know everything to know about that when you're confident in applying it. Don't You can obviously do any of these that you want, but don't fall into the trap of doing all of them. Like I want to do each and every of them. It's not necessary. You can do a few and then use that along with all your therapies that you're doing. There is no harm in learning any of these treatments and using it as an adjunct, but it's definitely not the right thing when you are going to advocate it, saying that this is the only right therapy to a patient, or say that if you don't do taping or if you don't do this condition won't get resolved, and everything this condition won't get resolved, or you won't get pain relief or something of that sort. That I think is the wrong way of working.
Yeah, I think, yeah, exactly. I think to end this, don't be a taping therapist, don't be a needling therapist, be a physiotherapist, please.
Who knows all these
Yeah,
therapies?
you should know all this. So if you are still searching for an answer, should I do it or no? As Riya said, it is not mandatory at all.
Yeah. I hope this has been helpful for everybody who's wondering about it. If you have any queries, you can write to us, you can mention in the comments, or you can message us on Instagram, and we will try and get you information about it, tell you if you want to also do it, where is the best way of getting it done and everything, how necessary is it. So do let us know what you think about this podcast, this session. If you have any views about any of these, if you have any doubts, let us know in the comments. If you want us to do, what should be our next topic, if you want us to discuss something else, please let us know about that. We have started with our lecture series, and we are also thinking of starting a research series where we give you simple tips and tricks on how to go about with research, how it will help you, like how to reference or search articles and everything of that sort. So again, if you have any specific doubts relating to that, please let us know. Would you all like us to do something like that? Please write in and let us know about all that. Some other suggestions that we had for the next podcast was how to study for exams or how to write for exams, because right now that's the major pressing issue for the students. But if there's any other topic that you all want us to discuss, please let us know in the comments, or in like message us on Instagram. Or if you want us to do topics which are closer to examination, then let us know that also. Then we will have an idea of what majority of students want, and we'll focus on that.